Hi, my name is Yan Zhang. Today I will present the Black-Scholes model. Black-Scholes model is the most famous option pricing model in financial market. When talking about Black-Scholes models, we first need to see the assumptions. The first assumption is there is an underlying stock. Its price follows a geometric Brownian motion with constant drift and volatility. The second is short selling of the stock with full use of proceeds is permitted. The third is no transaction costs or taxes. The fourth is no dividends payouts from the stock during the life of the option. The fifth is the continuously trading is feasible. The sixth is the risk-free rate is constant. The seventh is no riskless arbitrage of opportunities. When talking about the Black-Scholes option pricing model, first we need to have the value of the option function. The value of derivative, we assume the time t price of the derivative security f is some function of stock price st and the time t, namely f stt. And in order to calculate this, we need to replicate a portfolio with a risk-free asset and the stock let beta t denotes to the value of the risk-free assets, and let party denotes to the portfolio comprising of stock st and risk-free asset beta t. Then party equals to at st plus bt beta t, where at bt are the number of shares of st beta t to hold at the time. At this time, we should know that the party equals to FSTT because the replicating portfolio's value should be equal to the value of the derivative security. So from the party equals to ATST plus BT beta T, we also can get D party equals to ATDST plus BT D beta T. And from the given stock price, we can get DST, this function, and we can also know that because the risk it is a beta t is the risk-free asset value, we can get d beta t equals to r beta t dt. So we can transfer the d party to the function in the right below the screen. Then we apply the Ito's lemma to the FST function, we get the FSTT function. To ensure the party equals to FSTT almost everywhere for every t, we need to match the drift and the diffusion terms, so we got the three functions here, the drift, diffusion, and portfolio value function. Solving these three equations, we can get AT equals to FXSTT, BT equals to FSTT minus STFXSTT divided by the beta t, and we substitute AT and BT back to the drift matching equation, we get the final equation here. At last, we can apply the boundary condition for the example, the call option, the fxt equals to max of sx minus k of and 0, and f0t equals to 0, and the limit of this is 1, we can get the final Black-Scholes equation for call option. And finally, I'd like to explain the logic behind this formula. The market assumes today that the price of stock shares in the future is determined by the growth of cash investments in bank accounts. So stock option is a right of investor to buy the shares of stock in the future at predetermined price, the strike price. Thus today market anticipates that at the end of investment period, monetary value of European call option will become equal to the expected positive cash surplus between possible prices of stock shares and their predetermined price. The expected surplus between possible prices of stock shares and the predetermined price of stock shares is calculated based on the volatility of prices of stock shares around the expected price of stock shares at the end of investment period. In turn, the expected surplus between price of stock shares and the predetermined price of them reveals how market anticipates today cash value of European call option at the end of investment period. And to obtain today's price of European call option on the market from cash value of European call option at the end of investment period. Since expected value growth of the investment assets like European call option is unknown, market uses the same economic mechanism as it employs in bringing the future values of cash investments in bank accounts to their today's value. In other words, market discounts value of European call option as future cash value in bank accounts to today's cash value. Thus, in conclusion, the discount of the expected positive surplus between possible prices of stock shares and their predetermined price with help of continuous interest rate over the length of investment period finally produces the Black-Scholes formula for European call option. Thank you. That's all.